The name of these earrings are Align Your Chakras, which basically means get your right before you try to step to me.
And also pay me.
And also pay me. Low key, you need that blonde wig.
Slauson is, yeah, it's a fashion house too.
Yeah.
Is that 3M? Oh, it is.
It's like you, but blonde. Listen.
Why?
Weighted wig, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
That
The
lip.
lip.
You think these are real spizai?
See, and that's the thing.
That-
you know,
you
a
never
lot of
know.
things are questionable, but you know you're always gonna come to school fresh, okay?
Yeah. For real.
Wow.
Matching certain things, so like I wanted something to match my J's, like the ones.
Okay, I'm gonna need about 3
Yeah.
pairs. Well, you know, I've known you from jewelry and like the coldest Reeboks for women. Before that, you know, how did you get started in doing what you're doing?
I had always had a really strong orientation towards justice. I was supposed to go to law school and I was just so depressed because I was like, I can't wake up every day for the rest of my life and do this. My dream job was to like work for Steve Jobs. Like fashion was just kind of the easiest thing. It's just sort of what I fell into because the opportunities came about. At some point, I'm like waiting for Apple to still discover me.
Which they can.
Right, like Johnny Ive just quit and I was like,
yeah.
Well, they have an opening.
I remember actually, I was working at 424, which is next door. I would always come in here because, you know, I'd never seen anything like it. Fairfax is pretty much like one of the megas for like streetwear in Los Angeles. How did you know that like Fairfax was gonna be the place?
Fairfax was still a little bit under the radar. First it was just like a practical kind of thing. And then it hit me like, oh, there's no girls on this block.
Melody, like there was no women over here.
And I kind of didn't want to be that person. But then it just sort of, you know, evolved and I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. And then all the guys on the block would come and be like, we're so happy you're bringing girls to the block because it's usually like a dude fest here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How did your family react to you wanting to do design?
Well, my mom was really confused because she never viewed me as a creative. She started freaking out and then she started pressing me real hard about getting married. It was really difficult for me because I started to realize a lot of things about my culture that are like just under the surface that nobody talks about. To them, my value really lies in who I marry. It doesn't matter what I do. Even if I had gone to law school, they really want me to do that just because it'll make me a more potential wife for somebody. This has been happening for generations of women in my family, and I get the privilege of breaking that pattern.
And this is your spring summer collection.
Spring, summer.
So, you know, it's available now in the shop.
It is.
Like the 90s style is something that like I love. You can wear men's clothes and still look feminine and still feel like a woman.
I really think it's kind of like the new wave of feminism. It's 2019 and we've never experienced equality. Fashion always reflects what's happening in the world. I think it's really incredible because it's sort of like this liberation movement, freedom, you know, to just be who I am. And if you think about it, there is still no like women's brands that are really representing it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that question all the time. It's like, we're just kind of coming up to the surface. Like, we haven't even seen the peak of it yet.
No.
We're just now being accepted, really.
Like even today, I put these pants on and I wanted to wear Aleali shoes and I couldn't because the pants didn't fall right. And they're not even quite falling right on this shoe. And this is the kind of thing that irks the life out of me.
Like,
you
we
know?
just want a good fit. Like when I think of Melody's jewelry, I'm like, I see Cleopatra a lot, Nefertiti. Definitely makes young girls feel like the goddess or queen and like your higher self.
It's about the work and it's about the service and what is this doing for the world. That's when I feel most fulfilled. And that's where I feel most like in my core.
And even with your rings too, we got you, pay me, stay woke, resist. And I feel like every single piece that you make, it always has a message behind it.
Right now they make gold bamboo earrings that are fakes. Back then, if you wanted them, you had to go pay like $400 and buy the gold ones. I just wanted to make it more accessible. I was like, we need one more tier.
Yeah, like these are the steps before you can go to the Slauson and before you can go to an actual retail jeweler.
I kind of feel like Slauson is like the initiation spot.
Right.
You'll see it at the swap meet. Like every time I go, I'll see some kid that comes in with like a stack of cash that he's literally been saving forever to get his first chain.
You know, when a guy's approaching you, what is like the first thing you think of? Are you looking at his fit? Are you looking at the shoes?
The shoes. It's always the shoes.
Right.
It's gotta be the shoes.
I feel like it's a lot of neighborhood kids and a lot of neighborhood families that may not have all the money in the world, but we still want to look stylish. We still want to have our gold jewelry. Whether you were a guy in the hood that wanted your fresh Dickies suit, or you were trying to go out to the club at night and you needed that fit.
Hood fashion has always informed high fashion. And so the swap meet is really where you see all that stuff. Hi,
how's it going?
You? Good to see you. Where's Mikey at? He's not here today? Oh, of course he's off.
Ooh, LA Gold's been around for...
How long have you guys been here? 15 years. 15? They know me because I'm always in here haggling. That's the Persian in me.
So this is basically what my chain is based off of.
Yeah.
I basically just made that version, but with the A. It's kind of like my piece.
I mean, it's the same thing with everything, right? Even with sneakers, it's like you want the that nobody else can have.
Right. Pimp C said it best in Jay-Z and Rick Ross's song, "For Me, You Know I Got It."
Yeah.
But in the beginning, we loved these things because, you know, we used to be kings and queens. I just want to go to different places in the world and be like, yeah, so in my hood, the Rolex chain is, you know, everything. And kind of just like show people, you know, what our culture is about.
Like I wear an A and a D for my dad and my grandfather. And I'll never take these off because I just feel like they're my angels, you know. My fiance's name, when we got together and we like fell in love, the first thing we did was come to the swap meet and he got my name and I got his name.
God, that's so cute. Goals.
Goals.
Yes, like goals.
Right.
You're basically creating a one-stop shop for a lot of girls. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I'm trying to. I kind of design things from the point of a lifestyle, so I don't want to be limited to any one particular thing.
You know, a lot of younger people, when we kind of think of we have to create a line, we have to think that we're gonna have to do this forever, or you can't do anything else. So it makes me feel better, you know, that, hey, maybe I won't always be into this.
Like whatever you're doing now is just a role, you know, and we're entities. Like, we're not roles. This is Melody Ehsani, the brand, but this isn't who I am.
And now you're working with Michael Jordan and the Jordan brand.
And Aleali May.
You know, we squatted.
Right?
Melody, Maya, Aleali, let's get it.